fish for thought. Who would have thought that you would be watching my video right now? That's awesome. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm really glad you're here for this video because I got something cool to share today. So before we get started, smash that like button for +5 dexterity and subscribe for +3 int. We're gonna need all these stat boosts today. That's right, we are starting a goldfish That's right, we are starting a indoor pond. Yes, we got our own infinite water source. Now for some of you who have known me for a while and watched my channel from a long time ago, you would know that I had 3 goldfish before in a 40 gallon. That 40 gallon started leaking, doing all sorts of things. I tried to seal it with like 3 of these, just re-leaked. It's like, it's an illness that kept coming back. One of the goldfish died during this whole ordeal and I had just to give the rest away. That was a very unfortunate timing, especially because I just started getting back into goldfish. During a time in this hobby, I don't know why, I was so put off with goldfish. But then my passion for them got reignited and then, everything collapsed. Well, this time, hopefully things will go a little smoother. This time, the container I'm putting them in for now is not gonna be able to leak. Yeah, so that's the intro, I guess. I don't know. Just a little tip. If you are trying to do something like this and you want to just use a bucket for an indoor pond for some fish, I would suggest a darker colored bucket. Darker color schemes are always better because most fish, almost all fish actually have the ability to try to change their color a little bit to match their surrounding. So if you have a lighter bucket, like a bright orange or white bucket, and you put fish in there for a long time, you actually notice that they will just switch their colors lighter. And this actually does stress them out a little bit. So nothing like a calm, dark place so that your fish remains neutral and passive. Of course, like I said, this is not going to be the permanent enclosure of the goldfish that I'm gonna get. It's only a placeholder because I'm in between projects right now and also in between some funding, which is a good segue for my Patreon. Patreon is by far the best way to raise some funds for the channel. Who would have thought keeping fish ain't cheap? Man, it's such a nice day outside too. Look at that. Oh, amazing. I'm in a mood. What is this video? But yeah, if you're wondering, should I put my fish tank near a window? Some people can do it perfectly. I recommend. Nah. If this breaks right now underneath me, I'm gonna be very offended. Alright, first thing, let's make sure our mini pond is facing the right way. Now we can start filling it up with dechlorinated water. You might be wondering, shouldn't we do the hardscape first? Well, actually, we are going to leave the bottom smooth and bare because goldfish can easily scrape themselves on substrate and rocks, and bare bottom also makes it easier for them to find fallen food. Now, I know these water buckets can be heavy, but I believe in you. You're strong. Once you're done, flex at the bucket to make sure it knows. Oh, I'm actually pretty jacked. Now we start with the hardscape. I'm using this interesting piece of wood to help structure the scape and add complexity. Now I'm going to install an aqua clear I had lying around. When you keep fish for a while, you start noticing these aqua clear filters around your house. You're not sure how they got there, but they just appear. I usually just add some sponge or filter floss for mechanical filtration and ceramic biomedia for biological filtration. Easy, simple, cheap, and very long-lasting. A little hack if you have any other fish tanks already running at home. Take some filter media from those cycle tanks and put it in your new filter to kickstart and speed up the new tank cycling process. This is super satisfying. Next up is a random bucket of etc. plants I've been growing. Not sure what I was going to do with them, but now I know. These plants include salvinia, duckweed, a little bit of redroot floaters, Hydrocotta leucocephala, species of Ludwigia, Limnophila siciliflora, and some guppy grass. We'll also install a heater because it can get quite cold in here, and I don't want the goldfish to enter into winter mode all the time. We'll leave the heater on the lowest setting so that the water doesn't go below a certain threshold. Now let's continue our aquascape with some trimmings from our pothos plant. Y'all better be quick on that trigger, cowboy. Don't forget to holster your pistol up afterwards. I'm so lame, I don't know why you guys watch. Although our mini pond does get ambient sunlight because it's close to the window, we're still going to install a dedicated LED. I'm using an LED from Nycrew. There's an affiliate link in the description if you want to get an awesome and affordable light while supporting the channel. Thanks. I'm super happy with how this turned out. That was easy, straightforward, no BS, no complications, and it looks great. I'm very satisfied with this build right now. It feels like we didn't even do much, but now we have a mini indoor goldfish pond. Where did this come from? Now all we have to do is simply wait for this thing to cycle and add our goldfish. It's gonna take a few weeks, so with movie magic... Nope, still me. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a few weeks for me, but guess what? The fish are already in here. Yup, we already got them set up. As a matter of fact, they just finished acclimating about 30 to an hour ago in their bags. Just to recap, always test your water parameters to make sure the cycle is complete before adding any fish. If you don't have proper testing equipment, then take your water to your pet store and they will help you for free. So when the cycle was done, I started looking around casually for a pair of goldfish I might want to take home. And during one of those trips to an LFS, these couple of silly puppers caught my eye. They were the last two Arandas from a shipment pretty long ago, and nobody seemed to want them. Not to mention the lighter colored one has some fin and scale damage. I knew immediately that these were the ones. Seriously, I don't even understand how I went from hating goldfish just a couple years ago to loving them and finding them so freaking adorable. I mean, just look at them. They're just little water puppies. I've decided to name them Meep Meep and Moop Moop, after me and my sister's Animal Crossing usernames. I can't decide which one is which though. And I guess that's just the way it is. Wow, I wonder if there's anything I can do to improve the blurriness. Filming on top of the water surface is horrible. Ryuu. Not anymore. It was at this point that I decided to replace the AquaClear with a sponge filter and an air stone. The AquaClear wasn't made for underwater use and I didn't want any electrical accidents, and a sponge filter just seemed much more appropriate for this build. Anyways, here is a cinematic montage of the indoor pond. And yes, I brought out the Mistmaker again, Sumi. Alright guys, well that's about it for the video. Thank you guys so much for following this mini adventure on this mini indoor pond. It was a blast setting it up these few weeks and also getting my hands on some goldfish finally again. They are so cute. I hope to make regular updates on this enclosure, this build, so if you want to follow that, please make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already and smash that like button if you actually enjoyed this video. Don't forget to get your hands wet.